Hello again, everyone. Welcome in. My mic has been fixed. So, without further ado, let's start talking about some NFL news. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fantastic, guys. I'm going to share my screen first. We're going to start today's show with a highlight clip taken out of camp. This is just something new I kind of want to do. I just want to pull up maybe just one clip a day. We've done some episodes where we do lots of clips, but why don't we tone it down a bit? Why don't we just show off one little clip and then we'll move forward from there? But this is from the Tennessee Titans Twitter. Let me rewind that bad boy. And this is a throw and a catch from Ryan Hill and Treylon Burks. Look at the arc on that ball. A little bit of a wobbly spiral, but again, a nice contested catch from Treylon Burks. Looking good. If you're on the Instagram, if you follow us on Instagram, if you follow us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, you will have seen that we have been posting a video of the great Theo from our website, Theo Greminger, doing all sorts of stuff, hosting shows, talking about how he doesn't understand how Treylon Burks' value is so low. It's basically he needs to be more expensive. You need to be paying up for Treylon Burks. Sorry, I'm reading this chat. Is my mic still off? Because if so, then my mic is actually broken because it's plugged in and does not say it's muted. So just need some clarification there. But hopefully we're all good. It just was off. But yeah, so Treylon Burks, good value right now. Ryan Tannehill may be a good value. I could be wrong. He could still be with the Titans all season. One player that we have all been expecting to be cut come June 2nd was Dalvin Cook. What in the world is going on with Dalvin Cook? Well, I'll tell you this. We have the latest update from Vikings ESPN reporter Kevin Seifert, however you pronounce it. Sorry, my friend, if I pronounced it wrong, if you do view this video for some reason. But he wrote an article on what's going on with Dalvin Cook, and this was this weekend. So after he was expected to be released and everything, and the article was literally titled, like, trying to figure out what's going on or why Dalvin Cook is still on the roster. And he wrote this sentence that got retweeted by, I believe it was Schefter, maybe Rappaport, one of the big NFL news guys. And they quoted this part, and we'll see what this really means. But all that remains is for the Vikings to formalize Cook's exit, a denouement that seems likely, if not completely certain. And this was said in April. And then in parentheses, for some reason, it brings up that it was said in April that Cook and Madison could, in theory, play together in 2023. That was from Adolfo-Mensa. So it looks like, from this ESPN Vikings reporter, that he still expects Dalvin Cook to be gone at some point. Later in the article, it goes on to say, what is the end game here? If the Vikings wanted simply to release Cook, they would have already done it months ago with just a post-June 1st designation. It appears that Adolfo-Mensa wants to get something in return for letting Cook leave, even if it's modest. After all, he held on to linebacker Zadarius Smith for more than 2 months before agreeing on a deal with the Browns that upgraded 2 future draft picks. So likely what he's doing here is Dalvin Cook will not be released at any point. At this point, they are waiting for a trade to come through, and they'll probably accept basically anything for Dalvin Cook. I'm assuming something like a 4th or 5th round pick will be sent in exchange, maybe turning their 2nd round pick into an earlier 2nd round pick next year, something like that. But it sounds like, and then here's a quote from Adolfo-Mensa, ultimately your job is to try to win on the margins and cobble together all the small wins that add up to something great. I think that does say enough that it is probably going to be a trade that happens with Dalvin Cook. And it's just going to have to be probably something small because the contract is an issue. As Michael Darian points out, that he is owed a lot of money to whoever trades for him. So I don't really know. What team he's going to go to. Miami is kind of the hot spot that everyone's talking about. I mean, I firmly believe their backfield is in good hands, but Dalvin Cook would at least add some thunder to that lightning. But still, we'll have to keep watching this situation unfold. Apparently I was wrong on Friday. It seems like he will not be a Viking. I thought he would stay with them. Maybe perhaps I should have just said, I don't believe Dalvin Cook will be released by the Vikings. But, oh well. oh, well, sometimes in this world, sometimes in this industry, you just give some bad takes. You're just wrong. And that's okay. That's allowed. But I am sorry if he does end up getting released, if he's no longer with the Vikings. However, I do still believe that he will be fine wherever he goes. And at this point, again, it's looking like it'll be a trade, if anything. And they might still end up going with a two-headed backfield of Cook and Madison and Dwayne McBride. We'll have to continue to watch it unfold. So a player that things have unfolded for is Leonard Floyd. He's been a free agent basically this entire offseason. And he's been a free agent all this offseason. Sorry, I don't know why I'm getting distracted by the comments this morning. Normally I'm able to keep a good flow. My bad, guys. But still, Leonard Floyd has signed with the Bills. And this is a classic late into career defensive player move, just going to a contender. The contract details I do not believe were out yet, but if they are, it's probably not anything super big. What this really means, though, is that DeAndre Hopkins is not going to the Bills. Plain and simple. They already had basically $0 left on their salary cap. It was already under $2 million. And so they're bringing in Leonard Floyd to help shore up that pass rush while Von Miller probably misses some time and then likely just comes back on a limited snap count. And that's what we're going to be talking about with the Bills. So no DeAndre Hopkins to Buffalo, more than likely because of this signing. And just real quickly, it does help the Buffalo pass rush, of course. Now, Leonard Floyd is not the greatest single pass rusher, but he is the type of guy that will get to the quarterback as a kind of a secondary. Like, he's basically ridden the coattails of Aaron Donald with the Rams. If there's another pass rusher that offenses will have to kind of game plan for, that'll let Leonard Floyd kind of get out there in the open, get the sacks and stuff, rack those up. So he might still be a value in IDP leagues, just because, on the Bills defense, these are types of guys that you want to target just because the Bills are usually up a lot, meaning teams have to pass a lot more, meaning sacks happen more often than not as well. So Leonard Floyd, good IDP value. The signing to the Bills means that DeAndre Hopkins is likely not going there, which is interesting. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens here. Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask continue to be in their quarterback competition in Tampa Bay. Latest quote from offensive coordinator Dave Canales. He says he has added respect in a factor in this competition. What does that mean? It means he's showing respect to Kyle Trask's draft status and then giving Baker Mayfield a chance to earn respect. So what I view when I read this quote, the way I see it, is that Bucs offensive coordinator Dave Canales views Kyle Trask as the starter right now. That's how I view it. As in, he's saying that he already respects Kyle Trask and his draft status and how the team already believes in him. And they're bringing in Baker Mayfield and having this competition right now to give him a chance to put his career back on track. But as of things still stand, it seems like Kyle Trask is the Bucs guy for now. We'll see how this competition continues to go. We'll see if Jimmy Garoppolo ends up hitting the market, if he doesn't stay with the Raiders. All of the moving parts that are going on right now. But I do believe when I read this quote, respect is a factor in the competition, showing respect to Trask's draft status and giving Mayfield a chance to earn respect. That shows me that perhaps it really is Kyle Trask's quarterback room currently. And we'll just have to see how this all develops. Either way, it's a dumpster fire. Both of those guys haven't looked good in the clips that we've seen so far. Granted, they're just early offseason clips. Plenty of time to get things right. But still, it's a dumpster fire quarterback competition for sure. I don't know how they ended up here. But they kind of expected it, right? They knew bringing in Tom Brady meant that it's probably going to be a quarterback death sentence when he does retire. And, well, it happened. Guys, I have a funny quote. Just a good old funny quote. This is Mark Andrews on Lamar Jackson. Just coming back here today and seeing him throw, seeing the way he's seeing the game, his balls are incredible. Mark Andrews on Lamar Jackson. What a quote. Lamar's balls are incredible, according to Mark Andrews. So just keep that at the forefront of your mind when you're drafting this year. If you want Mark Andrews, know his love for Lamar Jackson. The connection is real. But just real quickly, let's talk about some of this post-June 1st stuff. It looks like we're going to get out of here early today. Perhaps the quickest of the Wake and Take shows. There's not enough news to keep this ball rolling. But so far, no players have really been cut with the post-June 1st thing, at least as far as I'm aware. Definitely no offensive players, maybe some sneaky defensive players or maybe some like offensive linemen, but no fantasy relevant players so far. We're still keeping our eye on Ryan Tannehill, on Dalvin Cook, on Joe Mixon, I guess, on Curtis Samuel, Logan Thomas, Hunter Henry, all of these people that could free up a ton of money for their NFL teams going further, or going towards next season. So keep your eye on these players. Keep your eye on what teams are doing. We're eventually going to have some developments, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome, and we're going to be able to talk about it. And before we move on to our questions of the day, I do just want to talk about our draft kit. That is the best draft kit within the entire industry. It's got everything that you could need when you're trying to draft your fantasy football team. Dynamic cheat sheets with in-depth analysis and video from all sorts of analysts. We've got people who are not just on PlayerProfiler submitting videos on players, but all over the fantasy football industry. It really, really is a star-studded cast on this thing. And we've also got player projections, team projections, great graphics, all sorts of stuff. So it's going to be fantastic. It's launching either later this week or next. It's coming very, very soon. And we've got 300 something players on this bad boy. So make sure when that launches that you get it. And if you don't already have the all-in package, you can use my promo code Jason, get $10 off it. That'll give you all of the player profiler tools to help your fantasy football success. The draft kit, the rookie guide, the data analysis, Dynasty Deluxe, all of that stuff is included with the all-in package. You get $10 off with my name. So make sure you keep that in mind when you're buying those things. I do have a fun little game. Podfather showed me this. Let's play it real quick. Let's just play it. Let's kill some time. It's called Weddle. And if you'll remember, Weddle took the world by storm. Well, this is the NFL version of the Wordle called Weddle. And you just go to weddlegame.com. And Podfather came to me. We had a little bit of a call. He was like, I saw this and I think you could use it. It might be fun to kind of to play this game with your audience, just kill some time, do a little warm-up stuff. So this is, you just guess an NFL player. Let me make sure that my screen is showing, because I know StreamYard has really messed with their overlays recently. All right, so this is the game. Very cool, very fun. So at first you just type in a player and hope it's right. Let's just go with Keenan Allen. Boom. So I am right that it's a wide receiver, but they're a little bit older. They're in the AFC, but not the AFC. Or sorry, they're a little bit younger. The yellow means that it's within 2 years, I believe. And it does mean that they're in the AFC, but not the West. So let's go with who's like a 30-year-old receiver within the AFC. Let's go with like screw it, Odell Beckham on the Ravens. Okay. Not the North either. So we're talking about the AFC South now. Let's go with Tyreek Hill. Boom! Oh, snap! Let's go. Let's go. We got it. It was Tyreek Hill was the answer there. Woo! That was good stuff. All right, let's answer some questions. Let's go ahead and do some questions. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got going on, fellas, ladies, people who have tuned in to the Wake and Take? Where do I think Jadeveon Clowney could sign? No clue. No clue, to be completely honest. I'll throw him on a competing team, right? I mean, it'd be funny if he went to the Bills, right? I mean, I know they don't really have the money, but that just kind of makes sense. Throw me on the spot, Snowman. It's just going to be a competing team, right? I'm just going to leave it at that. It could be the Bengals, it could be the Chargers, it could be the Chiefs, the Bills, the Eagles. Maybe they keep bringing in a bunch of older edge rushers. I don't know, but it's definitely going to be a team that expects to make the playoffs and wants some added depth. I wouldn't be surprised if Clowney's one of those guys that gets signed at like mid-season, or maybe even towards the second half of the season, just getting closer to the playoffs to make a final push. But a specific team, I'm sorry, Snowman, I don't know. Well, maybe the Lions, right? Maybe on the opposite side of Hutchinson or something. Although I feel like they already have a guy there too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where Jadeveon Clowney will go. I don't. But it'll be cheap, and a team will probably get a nice discount. Chiefs, Baltimore makes a ton of sense. Definitely competitors, competing teams is what I would be expecting from them. Cool. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed your coffee. You've enjoyed the show. Looks like we don't have any more questions. I've got none on Instagram, none in the chat. Again, make sure if you're getting the all-in package to use promo code Jason for $10 off. Make sure you're following the Instagram at Roto Underworld. Make sure you're following the Facebook Player Profiler, and of course all our other platforms I just, run the Facebook and Instagram, so I'm partial to those. But thanks again, guys, for tuning in. I will see you all tomorrow, 10 a.m. Thanks again. You all have a fantastic, and I mean fantastic, Monday.
Hey, I want to take a moment to thank you for tuning in. It's important to me that all of our media be free. This is only possible because of you allowing a true independent sports media enterprise to thrive unlike any other in the business. So please subscribe to the All In Package to continue to make all of this possible, to ensure that all of our stats, information, data, content is available to you, especially you, the people that get the site and get the show.